by embarking on a three-day demonstration to amplify the voices of Ghanaians demanding a stop to galamsey. As has become the norm with the Ghana Police Service, the citizens were met with intimidation and violence, culminating in the arrest of about 50 of them. We, the Africans Rising Movement, Economic Fighters League, Democracy Hub, Arocha Ghana, and Lawyers for the Patriots are here because the treatment by Ghana Police Service, and now in addition, the ongoing miscarriage of justice by the judiciary, we are here to advocate for a worthy and urgent cause. And the conduct of the police and the judiciary by lending themselves to this unconstitutional, unfair, and inhumane acts are contrary to the protection of their constitutional rights and constitutes a gross violation of everybody's cheered, very revered human rights. This is not the first time the Ghana Police Service, in collaboration with the judiciary, has behaved like this towards protesters. Their actions highlight the erosion of the most basic freedoms we hold dear, i.e. the right to speak, to assemble, and to protest against the injustices inflicted on our communities. In this particular case, Ghana Police Service arrested the patriots and kept them in undisclosed locations away from family and friends, as well as lawyers. It is every citizen's right to have access to a lawyer when arrested by the police. By denying them access to their lawyers, the police engaged in unlawful conduct and violated the fundamental human rights of these citizens. Some of these patriots were held without charge beyond the constitutionally allowed 48-hour mark, again in gross violation of their rights. Many of them have complained of not having been given food as well as medical supplies, some of the injured and vulnerable detainees. Ghana Police failed to account for the arrested patriots, and it took friends, families, and lawyers to move from police station to police station, roaming around the whole of Accra, looking for their loved ones. I was personally part of one of the delegations on a search for where protesters have been kept. This is completely unacceptable. It is the responsibility of the police service to disclose where detained people are kept. This is basic. It is not the responsibility of family and friends to go around looking for detained suspects. And up to now, some of them have still not been accounted for. We call on the Ghana Police to immediately publish the full list of all those that were arrested and indicate specifically and exactly where they are being kept as of this moment. We also condemn the practice of the Ghana Police Service of moving detained protesters around in various police stations just to frustrate the family and friends and those well-wishers who wish to visit them in those places, as well as to provide them with the necessary legal assistance as enshrined in the Constitution. Again, Ghana Police not only hid the patriots from their families and friends, they also prevented any well-wishers from supplying food, water, and other essentials to them. Many of you will have seen the video circulating of the concerned brother of an unwell patriot being denied access to a diabetes medication. This is one of the cruelest aspects of the police's disgraceful conduct, and one can only conclude that these actions were deliberately taken to inflict bodily pain and psychological torture. Again, these constitute gross human rights abuses that must not go unpunished, and that must not be tolerated under any circumstances. As the patriots are paraded before court, we are starting to hear of the ways in which they have been treated, revealing more and more unlawful actions taken by Ghana Police Service. Some reports haven't been made to stand for 24 hours on his feet in detention. Other patriots have bruises and swollen legs. And I want you to pause just now and put yourself in somebody's shoes. Brave citizens whose only crime was to call attention to the scourge of unlawful and illegal mining, galamsey, which poisons our water, destroys our environment and biodiversity, and imperils the future of our nation as a whole, have been met not with dialogue, but with brute force sponsored by the state. And what we are talking about is not some abstract concepts. We are talking about environmental terrorism that threatens the very livelihood and existence of the people of this country. Now, some in the police service and the judiciary and the states may think they have water in bottles that they can drink. But where does the water come from? Soon, nobody would have this kind of clean water in Ghana to drink. And all of us will be forced to drink this kind of water, because this is the terrorism that we are faced with in this country. This is the terrorism that is being unleashed by environmental terrorists who go about with the interest of making profits, even if it means threatening the very existence of the people of this country. What we are faced with is an existential threat. And when people go out to protest, this is not how to handle them. We in Africans Rising, Economic Fighters League, Democracy Hub, Arocha Ghana, and the legal team of the protesters condemn in the strongest possible terms these violations of human rights by the Ghanaian state. The unlawful detention of youth, minors, pregnant women, and elderly citizens in inhumane conditions is not only a failure of governance, but a profound betrayal of the promises made to our people under the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, to which Ghana is a signatory. We demand the immediate and unconditional release of all patriots who have been unjustly detained, including those who have been remanded purportedly by a court of competent jurisdiction, whose competence is only goes as far as the dictates of the status quo, remanding peaceful protesters in prison custody for 2 weeks and denying them bail. Even murder, people who commit murder are granted bail in this country. What have these people done to warrant a court remanding them in prison custody?